This week is a 1 hour better video, but before we get started with that, I want to make sure you know that if you've thought about joining the Take Your House Back course, now's the time. Black Friday weekend is the time. It's on sale for $84 from today, November 29th, through Monday, December 2nd. Y'all, thousands of people all over the world have been taking their houses back, going through this course with me, Dawn from The Minimal Mom, and Cass from Clutterbug. Go to aslobcomesclean.com/take to learn more. Again, that's $84 through Cyber Monday at aslobcomesclean.com/take. Okay, here's the 1 hour better. We're doing a 1 hour better today, a virtual session that I am doing with Elizabeth, who was gracious enough to agree to share this session with all of you. We are working in her pantry. We are using the decluttering process, my No Mess Decluttering Process. And this process means that decluttering your pantry means you don't end up with stuff covering every surface in your kitchen that makes you just feel overwhelmed and shut down. We don't do that. She's also got toddlers who were there and who needed a snack and who wanted to be involved in the process at different times. And that didn't stop her. She was able to keep going because we kept with the no mess process so that we didn't set things aside for later that made it overwhelming and made it to where she couldn't stop at any time. We stopped after an hour. This is 1 hour better. We don't do the whole thing. We're doing what can you do in 1 hour using the no mess process. Okay, I think you're going to love this. Here's my session with Elizabeth. Okay, so I'm going to set my timer for 1 hour. I have to use my iPad because my phone just died yesterday.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to get it started and we'll get going. All right, start throwing away trash.
Okay.
So we're working in your pantry.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about your lifestyle. At this point, let's look for just anything that like you don't even have to think about it. You just know immediately is trash. So tell me a little bit about your life situation.
Mom to 2 kids, stay at home, work from home mom. So I work about 10 hours a week. But the kids and no preschool anymore. Preschool's out for the summer.
Yeah.
And mine are 4.5. My daughter is 4.5, and my son is 1.5.
Okay.
And so yeah, they're watching Bluey over in the other room right now. So they hopefully will not make an appearance, but you never know.
Yeah. Just the most obvious trash. So like I see a plastic water bottle, I think. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell in my stuff on the top shelf. I don't know if that's
it is
seeing it correctly, but
yeah.
And of course, trash can mean recycling if you already have a recycling routine, which is great, but we just don't want to get hung up on that if that's not something that is available to you.
I hate when I find cereal boxes that have like cereal that I'm like, we never ate this. We just forgot about it for months and months and months.
I know. And I feel like the reality is that once the pantry is cleared out and you can, it's like just having less in there means you see what it is and you're aware. And it's easier. So
yeah.
Are you able to angle so that I can see the floor a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. That looks like a lot of great trash. Yay.
I know.
Okay, let's just throw some away.
I know. And it's mostly just like stuff that we throw in here because it doesn't fit on the shelf.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll take care of that today, right?
Yeah.
Is that something where you already know where it goes?
It goes in the pantry. It's our picnic basket.
Okay, let's just move past it. Let's skip around it for now, so we don't set it aside or anything.
Yeah.
Especially with 2 kids, you've got lots of potential distractions, right?
I know. Well, like Easter basket.
Oh, okay. So where do you look for Easter baskets?
I don't.
Okay.
Well, I take that back. They go in. The fancy Easter baskets I look for in the hall closet. This is like the take it to preschool. It's okay if it gets ruined, but now it's a favorite thing.
Okay, so where would you look first for that specific Easter basket? Like if she was like, where's my unicorn? I think that's what that is. Unicorn Easter basket. What would your answer be?
Probably in her closet.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and just take that there now?
Okay. This is amusing. There's like a whole bag that I thought was trash. Crackers. Like our kids' favorite.
Okay, are they expired? However you feel about expired food is what we'll do here.
And that one's not expired, so we'll save that one. This must have been from like a vacation that we took and we just put it in the, we always need diced tomatoes. It's one of the things that I just assume is in the pantry. And then I'm angry at myself when I go home and find that it wasn't in the pantry.
Right. I actually have the exact same experience with tomatoes for sure. We can save that trash bag for your next round since I bet you'll fill it out. Yeah.
Yes, I did. I always put the tissue boxes in here. I always look for them in here, but they get washed.
So are you saying that they need a real spot in the pantry?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look and say, where in the pantry would you look for them first if they weren't on the floor, right? Because you don't want them getting crushed.
Yeah.
So which shelf do you like, and it's kind of a woo-woo feeling, but like which shelf would you glance at first to look for them if they weren't on the floor?
Probably that corner up
Okay.
at the top.
Okay, well then let's focus on that and see if there's any trash you can remove so that we can set them up there.
Okay. And I can finally open this step stool.
Oh, yeah.
The hard thing is I never know, like, some things don't fit on shelves.
Okay.
So they're just too tall. Like,
okay. Well, then that's a valid place to put it up on top then, if that's, is there space for it over there for you to put? Because it feels like maybe if you're wanting to put your tissues up there and your you need to put cups up there, it kind of feels like maybe that's your supply area as opposed to food, right?
Yeah, except that the cereal boxes don't fit.
Oh,
it just,
do they fit on that bottom shelf? The bottom shelf looks a little bit, or does that make you nervous with the kids?
It'll fit, and they should be okay. They don't like grab cereal.
Okay.
I also buy boring cereal, so they don't grab it super often.
Can I ask you what that is, that container that you just touched?
It's the dishwasher basket for like the kids, like sippy cup stuff.
Okay, and you do use it? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there was any kind of a container in there already that you could designate for, your plates or something like that.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I am going to put this way up here.
Those two cereal boxes that are on the counter, let's
go
ahead and deal with those. Is that one expired?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a whole year.
Oh, man.
I know.
So frustrating.
Again, don't promise yourself that you're going to make your kids brain muffin.
Well, but throwing away the whole thing is the actual thing that makes you stop yourself when you go to buy this aspirational thing in the future.
Right.
I'm gonna make brain muffins. Wait a minute, I just threw away an entire thing that had never been opened. So maybe
right.
So it's valuable. It's useful. It's a useful process to throw it away. Are you still feeling like you're finding a lot of trash, or do we need to kind of move to the next step?
There's still trash, but now it's getting harder to find.
Okay, well, we'll run across it as we go, and the trash can be there. So, okay, well, let's move on to anything easy. Like, just take a moment, look and see, is there anything in here that actually doesn't go in the pantry? It goes somewhere else where I already know where that place is. Just take a moment to kind of scan things and see anything that goes somewhere else, belongs somewhere else.
It's like it's a water toy, so I put it in here. And I do look for it first in here, but I don't like having it in here because then it just gets in the way of.
Okay, so you don't want it in this space. So where would you look for it first if it wasn't in this space?
Yeah, it goes with some other toys that I put in, that I have in a box right now.
Okay.
To save for later.
Okay, go take it to that spot and see is there actually room there or not.
These are toys that we love, and we know the kids will play with them again, but there are so many of them that they just.
Yeah, but it's a great space that you've got to put that away. That's great.
It is. I can't.
which is
So what do you do when you can't get into something
okay.
very easily?
So you took this to the place of like kind of extra toys, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. So do you consider this an extra toy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I would, you have to make a decision and go, okay, so it's hard to access. Is it worth it? Like, is it worth it to keep is it worth it to access this stuff in order to keep this toy? Or am I annoyed enough at having to access it that I go, okay, the kids would totally play with this at some point in the future, but I'm going to get rid of it. That's the decision you make. Like, is it worth it to me to get one of these out and put this toy in there, or is it not? Like, do I go, you know what, by the time I actually get to this, they might have outgrown this. I'm not sure what that toy is, but it's kind of feeling like a head explosion to me.
It is. It's because it's a set of toys that we spent a lot of money on, and I really like them. And I had like I did. They're up there because I'm like I can't. I'm not ready to get rid of them.
Okay.
They're all like sorted by developmental age appropriateness,
Does this one
and
deserve
yeah,
space in that?
I think so.
Does it
I think,
deserve the space and effort? If it does, do it. Let's get it
yeah,
done. But that shows you the value of this toy.
yeah,
When you're like, you're not excited enough about it to be like, absolutely, I'll do whatever I have to do to be able to keep this toy. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Does that one on top not have a lid? Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Sounds like that's the one then. I know that was annoying, but now it's done.
yeah,
Right?
yes, yeah. Very glad.
All right. Let's everything in here you do think does need to be in here.
I think so.
Okay. Then at this point, I mean, because it's a pantry, like there's less of the where would I look for this first? You know what I mean? Because like you're
Yeah,
looking at it and going, this is all pantry stuff. So let's go
yeah.
ahead and consolidate.
Okay,
So put your like items together, put all your cans together, and within that, put all your canned tomatoes together and put your jars together and your cereals together and all that. And let's just kind of do that without pulling everything out,
yeah.
kind of move things around and let's work on that.
Okay.
No.
Um, And that's the thing, like I used to have all of these things sorted. That's like
Well,
the
and I
way it
think
goes, I
that's
guess.
one of the things with pantries. You know, I mean, you could label if that would be helpful to you, but it's one of those things that has to be done, you know, every time that you do it, it lasts a little bit longer because it's more purposeful.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with baking cups. We don't bake very often,
Okay.
but
Where
when
would
we
you
need
look,
them, we need them.
right? Where would you look first for those? Or where would you look first for baking stuff?
In this drawer by the stove.
Okay. Sometimes making it a little bit broader category will help.
Yeah.
So is that an empty egg carton?
It is not. It has like blown eggs in it for
Oh yeah.
Easter egg dyeing.
Okay.
And I keep telling my daughter we will do it. We just like missed doing it before Easter, and so now it's a thing.
Okay. Is
So
that where you would look first for it?
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as consolidating goes, I might put that with that kinetic sand toy because it is kind of a non-pantry thing, but it's here because that's where you would look for it first.
Like, and I guess I'm kind of like thinking of it as a toy as opposed to like
Right.
a
Right.
thing. So
Yeah.
it's like goes with the toy.
Did
Yeah.
you do dad donations? Did you pull out things that were obvious donations, or we didn't really do that step, did we?
No, we didn't. But yeah, there were like just a few of the
Yeah.
canned goods. It
Okay.
was like I know we're not going to eat that, and it's
Yeah.
still donatable. Like this one, the cake mix.
Okay. So what is that?
It's parts of palm pasta, and it expires in July,
Okay.
so it's
Uh,
good for now.
so where did you put your other pasta?
I I usually put it over there, and there's not a spot for it at the moment.
Okay. So what are you willing to get rid of to put that pasta there?
The cracker box you should have put on there.
So see that was easy,
Yeah.
right? Like it felt
Yeah.
like, no, I can't. But then wait, all I have to do is just get rid of something to make space for
Right.
it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My timer just went off.
Oh, good.
Somehow I can't hear it, but I promise it did.
That's okay.
Okay, so let's look at what you've done. How do you feel about it?
Good. Um,
How's
Give me
the
a second.
floor? Can I see the floor?
Oh yeah. So now it's just got um
All right.
like our grocery bags and picnic baskets
Yeah.
and the big vinegar bottles, which might actually fit on a shelf now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't really do much on the left side, but you did get the
No.
right
Yeah.
side done,
Yeah.
pretty much completed.
Yeah.
You had toddler distractions, which is your life all the time. So
Yeah.
why not just accept it, right?
Right.
Um, and so it felt like you really understand the no mess process, right?
For the most part, I don't. I often forget it, and I'll like jump back and forth through steps.
Right.
Um.
Which is fine
Yeah.
because they all
But
have
yeah, when
value
it's
in
like,
it.
yeah, yeah, and when I can like open a closet and be like, okay, let's just start with trash. Like then things go. Whereas like when I open the closet, I'm like, I need to organize this. I'm like, this is never happening. I'm just gonna walk away.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's people tag me in it all the time, but like a reel on Instagram, and there's multiple of them where
Hmm.
it says, I started organizing my pantry with all this energy, and then they show them like sitting in the kitchen with stuff covering every single counter. So
Yes.
we didn't do that. Like you have
Right.
nothing except for your donate box and your trash, right?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like that's gonna be like a couple of trips outside, and
Right.
that's it. Like,
Right. And
yeah.
so we can
Uh,
stop. And if you're able to keep going on the left side, that's great. But there's a lot of value in what we've done today, just on that right side. So
yeah.
I love it. Great
Yeah.
job. Thank you
Thanks.
for being willing to do this for YouTube. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah,
Um,
I've been in the we had ants in our pantry one time.
oh,
And so I had to do the whole take everything out, scrub the whole entire pantry, and then put it all back in. And I think it was like 8 o'clock at night when we found the ants. And so then it was like hours of
yes.
things. So yeah, this is way, way nicer
Yeah.
than yeah, having your whole pantry in your whole kitchen.
Right. Well, and even in those moments where life does happen and you have to do it, first of all,
Yeah.
if you've done this before, you're grateful for the work that you've already done because it's less stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then as you're having to pull it all out anyway, then like making sure that if I'm gonna have to pull it all out anyway, this is like with remodeling and anything like that. It's like if I'm gonna be pulling it out anyway and it is trash, it needs to go in the trash. And
Right.
it is
Yeah.
a donation, it needs to go in the donation. And there are way
Yeah.
too many of it, it needs to go in the donation. Like that
Yeah.
that mentality of nothing for now, because that only makes life harder in the future. You know,
Yeah.
that's really powerful. So
Yeah.
thanks for doing this. Tell me
You're
what
welcome.
you love about being a Patreon member at Kindred Spirit.
I love getting to do stuff like this. Like it was so fun to get the email that it was like, hey, if you sign up for this, we'll get to do this. And I was like, oh yes, like I have like little spots in the house that I'm like, I never ever get to it
Yeah.
um because I just don't have anybody telling me to get to it. So like
Well, it's a
so
way
that's
to stay
that's
on
nice.
track, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a way to stay on track. You're like, okay, here's
Yeah.
a focused hour. This is the reason I have coaches, right? Is that
Yeah.
like, so when people are like, I want a focused hour where it's like on my calendar and I have to do this and somebody is holding me accountable, then wasn't that great? Y'all, cleaning out the pantry does not have to mean that your entire kitchen gets covered in stuff. It's just not a thing when you use the no mess method. So, and she had toddler distractions. Like she kind of helped us blow through several of the myths about decluttering, that it's not possible with toddlers and that it's required to pull everything out and cover your countertops. Yeah, we can do it with the no mess method. Okay, just remember that I have coaches. So if you want somebody to talk you through the process, to keep you on track, to help you make those hard decisions, that's what my coaches are there for. You can go to declutteringcoaches.com. Those are all my coaches. That is my website. They are all trained and certified by me if they are listed there. So go find you one. Need it. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.